All right, boys, in this video, I'm going to be taking you guys through a full sales call process and a full breakdown of a call that where this guy had so many limiting beliefs, a lot of non-buyer language, a lot of stuff I had to pre-handle, and he gave a fear objection at the end that I was fairly easy to handle, all because I stopped the language throughout the whole call. There's gonna be a lot to learn from here, and there's a lot of stuff that not a lot of closers talk about just because so many of the steps can go right through one ear and out the other. But when you actually understand what a prospect means behind what they say, not just only what they say, you can actually interpret it a lot better. Thus, know how to stop all the language, because if you let language carry on and on and on throughout the call, like I did not let happen in this call, it's very easy to close the sale at the end. So, yeah, like I said, there's gonna be a lot to learn from here. I'm gonna take you guys through my full discovery, North Star, pain point, like pretty much a good amount of my sales process. Going through a lot in the call. I'm not going to leak the whole call, but I'm going to go through a lot explaining what I say and why I say it. I feel like some guys do watch my calls and they don't understand quite why I say and like what I'm actually looking for when I'm asking my questions. That's what I'm going to take you guys through in this video. There's be a lot of value in it. We're going to show the majority of the call. If you're smart, you would check out, take a few notes on what I said, why I said it, the main points that I was hitting. But yeah, other than that, let's get right into it. Yeah, not hear you. Okay, sorry. I think I asked you, okay, what I asked you was obviously like the aspect that you don't have capped income. But obviously with being your own boss, there's a lot more benefits. So what do you actually like about that more specifically?
Oh,
so at the top of the call, the way I do my discovery, pain, whatever the case is, you are looking for a North Star. When I say North Star, the goal they want out of life, and then you're going to go into your discovery, understand why they're here, the problems, their pain. Then you kind of go into your rationale and their pre-handle. So we're right here trying to find out what he actually wants out of life, what the reasoning is for trading, that we can hold it against him and into ammo throughout the call.
yeah, I can put as much time as I want.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a taxing, like it's mentally taxing, but it's not physically. And I've worked physical jobs. So when it comes to mental taxing stuff, I can go longer than physical. So I can put more time in.
So you're saying so you're insinuating that you could put more time in something like this does make more money? Like it's not like you're sustained to getting hourly pay is what you mean? Or what do you mean when you say you can put more time in? Or like you work on your own hours?
Like even on weekends,
Or like, do you mean you get more free time outside of it?
I get more free time, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So like you control your own hours type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, man. Okay, cool. So then I guess I should ask, like, what do you do? So now we know what he wants out of life. He wants to be free time. He wants to be his own boss. He doesn't want to work for anyone anymore. For work at the moment.
I work IT at a company.
IT. And what does IT stand for again? Every month, what are we pulling in? Like after taxes, what are you pulling? Like 35 to 4K? 2,800 after taxes a month?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I don't want to assume anything as well. Like, are you fully satisfied with how much you're making, man?
I mean, not really.
Why is
anyone?
Why is that? Like, why aren't you? Some guys would be fine with it. Some guys are cool with something like that.
We talked about freedom, right? So it's freedom. So, a lot of people aren't good with money, but you got a budget. You know what I mean? So it's like this much for food, this for rent, this for investing in savings, right? And so when it comes to like fun stuff, there's not a whole lot left, right? Not saying that I just want more money to go have fun, but it's just things are tough.
Well, I mean, even that, man, it's like that's part of living life, So it's okay to still want to have have fun, because like even in that situation, can I ask how much are you paying out of the 2,800? How much are you paying in business expenses?
Business
every month
or billing?
Just in every month, like I don't know, maybe your rent, your car, your insurance, whatever it may be.
My rent is $1,000, right? And then let's say 400 for food.
Okay, so at this point, we're contrasting his goals to what he's making at the moment. So he has financial goals. So we're finding out how much you're making. Why is it not enough? Why are you here for trading?
And I put basically the rest into like investing.
Okay.
So I guess I have $400 left over to do whatever, which is fine, right? That's a good amount.
Yeah.
But
okay.
But I guess the main concern isn't like having fun. It's if something bad happens, then I'm basically wiped out.
Like give me an example.
Let's say I get into a car accident. Like let's say I have like money put aside for a new car, right?
Yeah.
Obviously you don't want to lose that money. Like you want to drive a car as long as possible, right?
Right.
But you get into a car crash, car's wrecked, you lose like what, 15K, 20K, building that back up off of 52K, that's like you're wiped.
How does that make you feel, man, in the back of your head knowing? So now we're impacting it even more. You get a pain point and you just carry it. Like you literally just take it and you run with it. That way you get more pain out of him. You have to make it sound Don't make it sound salesy, but if you say I slid it in real calm here. How does that make you feel, man? Like knowing in the back of your mind that if something like that happens, what goes through your mind? Knowing if something big like this happens, then we
I mean,
are essentially like,
I
how
planned
do you
for
what do you
worst
feel
case scenario, right? But how it makes me feel, not great, because like there's really no room for mistake, or I'm just set back, like
Right.
years of work set back. So
And even in that idea of like,
yeah, probably
yeah,
like
that's all. How does that impact you being in that situation?
hasn't impacted me yet, so I'm doing okay.
Right.
I mean, obviously I like kind of lights a fire under your ass, but
Right.
impacts me like for example, it snowed here, right? And roads are bad.
Like, how does that make you? So right here, he touched on it briefly, but I wanted to hear more from him, so I re-asked him the question. I could have definitely worded this better looking back on it now, but still got the point out of him, so we got away with it. But yeah, definitely looking back, I even make mistakes myself. I could have asked this better. We still got the point though. I asked him, how does it impact you that you've been in the situation for so long, 5 years, we haven't been satisfied, we've been struggling with. How does that actually make you feel? We asked it again right here. Like, how does that make you feel just all in all is what I'm saying over the past, if it's been a long time, like 5 years,
Yeah,
right?
not great.
And I appreciate the honesty, man, because like it's something that leaders would do because we right here as well. This is something that is not spoke on a lot, but you have to reward what they're saying. So they're like dogs. Like when you really think about it, people, when you reward a dog for doing something good, you give them a treat or whatnot. People are like literally the same way. When you reward that behavior for them opening up and actually sharing things with you, you record it. Okay, thanks, man. I actually do appreciate you sharing that because that's what leaders would do. They're open about their situation. If you notice that, the more you do that, especially at the top of the call, the more they feel open to tell you more, and the more they actually feel like you're understanding them. In the case of anything else, sometimes they may feel like this is a therapy session, but if you actually help them understand, they're going to open up to you more. And when you keep approving that behavior, they're going to keep doing it to you. Thus, they can be better answers, more specific. So that's what we're doing here. We totally understand guys want to be here to be successful at trading. And it's easier for us to help you if you could be open about your situation, because I totally understand it, right? And the guys who are like, I don't need help, they try to be all like kind of introverted about their situation. It's hard to help those type of guys. So I appreciate the honesty. Yeah. So then for you, man, like I want to ask you, Noah. So then we're going to go into the rationale. Okay. So, okay, that makes sense, man. And you're smart for saying that because not going to share the whole thing, but basically asking why are you looking for mentorship as opposed to, doing it on your own, using YouTube. We're basically going to say that. Have you invested in someone over the past 5 years to try to get out of your situation and be successful with something like trading?
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, when there's a pre-handle, there's only one of two answers. They either did invest or they haven't invested. There's a lot of approaches here. So in this case, he did invest. I'll let it play in a second. But when someone does invest, there's many things you have to find out. You have to find out how much they invested, because knowing that you're selling a 4-figure program, typically that's how all high-ticket sales mentorships are selling for. Like they'll be normally in the 4 figures. If they say they invested in Discords, programs that were like $500 or even less, or even $1,000 or less, you have to let them know that that does not count as a mentorship. That's not investing into an advanced mentorship to really change their situation. Because when you guys think about it, all these guys' goals they have in mind with trading, e-com, whatever the case may be, they all want to have financial freedom. So you got to let them know that you investing into a $500 program, a $30 Discord, all that good stuff, like, do you really expect that to get you to financial freedom, man? Because if that was the case, everyone would be financially free. You have to let them know that, like, these cheap solutions that they're investing into isn't going to get them to where they want to go. So number one, I'm going to find out how much he invested. And number two, if he did invest a good chunk, I'm going to find out why it didn't work out. Was it on him or was it on them? And then you have to find out if it was on the mentorship side, like they just didn't hold up there in the deal. Okay, let them know that it's not going to get burned. That even though they got burned once, why are you back here? Why are you trying to make it work again? Let them sell themselves on that. If it was on them, which most of the time it is, because all these programs work out for people one way or another, you're going to have them actually understand that and tell themselves that there was them. So we're going to see what I did right here. But those are the two approaches. If they didn't invest as well, obviously you're going to find out the normal pre-handle. If they did invest, find out how much it costed and find out why it didn't work out. So let's see what I do here. Oh, you have invested.
Yeah.
Who did you invest into?
Yeah, he did like his own mentorship, whatever. And I was like, I don't need more videos. You know what I mean? I need to like talk to someone. And so I paid $1,000 for like some Zoom meetings.
Okay, so at this point, we know he paid $1,000. Now, in the back of my mind, on this mentorship that I'm selling right now, I know I'm pitching $3,000. So for $1,000, you could argue it was a good investment or a bad investment, but I know the trader that he was talking about, and the trader that he was talking about, realistically, guys aren't going to give you good info for $1,000, especially if they're making a lot of money. So I'm going to go the route of like, can you see how you only investing $1,000 is the reason that it didn't work out? Because I even like, honestly, I like to keep it safe, like anywhere under 1,500. If they invest anything over 1,500, kudos to you. Why didn't it work out? If they invested less, we're gonna say, okay, can you see how you investing $1,000 is the reason it didn't work out? Because I know I'm gonna pitch him 3 times the amount of $1,000. So we're gonna try to reframe his way of thinking. So he's not fully shocked and he understands that he's gonna need to invest more to actually see good results in life. So let's see how I did it.
With him, like one on.
So you paid $1,000 for that?
Yeah, so like it was pretty reasonable, right?
Okay, so right there you can already tell he said it's pretty reasonable, right? He has the bad mindset right now. If he thinks $1,000 is reasonable, we know he's gonna give us a big money objection at the end, so we're gonna try to handle this.
But
I mean, I would argue differently because when you look at it, what was the like what did he provide you with? Just if you want to calls, like what did he kind of tell you?
yeah, if you one-on-one, and then I have his number and I can get advice. But like I said, if he's not responsive, then I guess it wasn't that great.
How long was that? Like, was it a 3-month period, or he kind of just eyeballed it?
I have his number. I can text him whenever. We can set in. I think it was like 6 one-on-one meetings, and then I just have his number to be able to ask for stuff. But I think I did one-on-one meeting with him, and then I tried to do another, and I just couldn't.
Like he didn't really respond to you much more?
Yeah, I just kind of like got ghosted, but then he'll like respond to some text now and then.
So do you think partially, because I want to like see what you think about this, when I see even guys invest like about 1,000 or even less,
yeah,
it's crazy when you think about it because the goals we have in life, like being financially free, having uncapped income, and being our own boss, these are expensive goals. But when you look at it, something like even $1,000 investment, which may seem like a lot or even less, that's more of like a cheap solution trying to solve our expensive goals in life, trying to fix those problems by gaining the skills. You see how that makes sense?
Yeah.
Because even with someone like he's doing fairly well for himself. I'm assuming he's probably like close to $1 million a year, if not even more, right? Like with trading, he's doing fairly well for himself.
Right.
Think about it this way. So you're giving him $1,000. Do you think he really needs that $1,000?
No.
Probably not, right? So it's like, even with like, I know investing like nowadays, for guys at least more successful, they at least one way or another, if you're learning something, people are going to charge you for it one way or another, no matter what it is. But it's like investing a small chunk of change like that, like a cheap solution, trying to solve an expensive problem. It really never works out. So do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so right here, you see I did a couple check-ins. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? Normally I ask them, I do check in with them a lot more, saying like, does that make any sense, man? Like, I don't want this to be a lesson. Like, do you actually see what I'm saying? Here, I'm gonna blur his face so you guys won't be able to see it. But he's actually like actively listening. Like you have to understand, he's like actually listening and he's nodding his head. Like he's actually understanding what I'm saying. So it's a quick, are you following? He's like, yeah, I'm following. So I can tell he's understanding it. If I can tell that he was kind of half in, half out, I would ask him more. But I can understand that he was actually understanding what I'm saying. So that's why I'm asking just for small verbal cues. And he's like, if you see it, like I'm gonna have it blocked out, but he's actually nodding his head, listening to me, like his eyes are zoned in, like he's actually really focused here. So that's fine.
Yeah, I'm following.
So were you kind of thinking like, and then typically with pre-handles, you want to be very careful with assumptions. The reason that I assumed here, you always want to ask, I could have asked, so say if you invested him in 23, 24, it's 26 now. Why did you not reinvest over the past 2 years? Like, well, like what slowed you down from already reinvesting? I could have went that route, but there's a difference between, like I said, what someone means and then what someone says. He said that I invested $1,000 in mentorship. Okay, so I took a safe assumption. Okay, if he invested $1,000, he felt like it was reasonable. He didn't get what he wanted. I'd take a safe assumption. Again, I'm gonna assume. Whenever I assume, you want to be really risky with when you assume. I could read it because of what he was saying, but when you assume, you always want to check in with them. Was that actually what you meant? Because the way he's talking, I just assumed. Were you kind of thinking like, if I invest again, I don't want to lose another chunk of change type of thing? Because that's what he was explaining to me in the first time. Like, oh, I felt like 1,000 was reasonable or whatnot, so I assumed it. Were you kind of like, what if I invest and it doesn't work out type of thing again? Like, was that what you were thinking? I don't want to assume. So I asked him, like, I assumed it because he might have given me a bunch of smoke screens, but deep down, based off the way he's talking, I know that what he's meaning. So you can assume if you actually are reading it well. You really don't want to do this too often, though. But I did it because I read the situation well. I know you mentioned in the beginning, like, I just didn't want to lose. Were you kind of thinking, like, if you invest again, like, it wouldn't work out? It'd be a bad situation, like how Brand kind of was? Would you be honest with me?
No, I didn't think that. It was more like I knew it might not work, so I didn't want to lose too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's like with these courses, like everyone's asking for to me like a significant amount of money, right, for where I'm at. And
you said you didn't want to risk too much. Is that what you said?
Risk too much, yeah. Like risk meaning I actually get something valuable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
okay. So keep going. What were you saying? Keep going.
So at the time, like $1,000 to be able to have like a one-on-one or like be able to text someone more knowledgeable, that was like pretty reasonable. You know, that's what I meant by reasonable. But with other courses, I wasn't afraid. It was more, I was afraid of not getting something of value.
Okay, so when you think about it, if you tie that down, like if we really break that down for a second, You were afraid of it not being valuable. And like you mentioned, these guys charge one way or another. Sometimes they charge a lot. Sometimes they don't charge a lot. Either way, they're probably going to charge you, let's just say 4 figures one way or another, right? Yeah. So if they're charging you that, you said at the time it felt like a lot. So at this point, he's saying, no, I wasn't scared of that, but he was. He just, again, you have to read. There's a difference between what someone says and what they mean. I said, if you did invest again, were you scared of losing out more money? And he said, no, but I was scared of it not working out, investing more money. He answered the question. He just got around it. So he's scared of losing his money. That's a good pre-handle. Fear of losing the money, fear of losing time, self-doubt. All these fears are very normal that we want to handle. So he said no, but in reality, he just explained it. So we're just going to tie it down, make sure that he understands what he really said and how we're going to handle it. And you were afraid of it not being valuable. So if you really thought about it, if you invested, let's just say 4 figures, and you did not get good value out of it, what did you not want to lose out on?
Money.
The money, right? So it all comes down to the money. So right at this point, he tells us he had a fear of losing the money. And when you really think about it, and it's not free to bash on it, and I understand it, man. But like, would it be fair to say
so
you just a bit fearful on investing?
Like, let's say it's like $3,000, right?
Right.
That's a decent amount of money, you know.
So he just told us, let's say it's $3,000. Yeah, I mean, I was scared of losing like that decent amount of money. And then he said $3,000, for example, and he just used the price. I haven't pitched him the price, but in the back of my mind, I know I'm pitching him on $3K. He said, let's say it's $3,000. Like, that's a lot of money right now. This is something that is very key right here because not many closers will catch this. But when you pre-handle, the only thing that you have to handle is a limiting belief. That's always going to be fear 99 out of 100 times. Okay. So if they tell you money, that's not that's a smoke screen because you can get resourceful. You can find the money, whatever the case may be. Here, though, you said it's $3,000. Like, that's a decent amount of money. You can already tell based on the way he's talking. Again, you have to listen to what they mean, what they say. The way he's talking right now, he's already looking at $3,000 like a lot of money. We have to shape his perspective on money and show him that it's a lot of money to you right now. Why? Because you don't have the skills. So we're going to hit him with a skills money reframe, explaining to him that he needs to find the skills first. That way, money is not an issue anymore. Because as long as he's working this job, making $4,000 a month, the $3K to put up will always be difficult for him. So we're going to reframe. Again, he didn't tell me that this has stopped him from actually investing. I read this because he said $3,000, that's a decent amount of money. So based off what he told me, I don't have to handle it. Most closers might not even handle it. They'll just handle fear of losing money. But I know that money is going to come up at the end if I don't handle it right now because he just said like $3,000, risking that much, it's a lot of money. So right now, off the bat, because he said that, we're going to reframe it right now before we even get into the pitch. That way he knows going in the mindset that he needs to get resourceful and get the skills first. That way he gets more money. If that doesn't make sense, you guys aren't picking up what I'm saying. The whole reason people look at money as being a lot of money right now is because they don't have skills. The more skills someone has with a business, the more money they're going to have in return. I make a good chunk of money at my age because I'm skillful at selling. I have skills when it comes to high ticket sales. Skills pay the bills. That's all it is. So you have to let them know that, okay, when you get skills with trading, you're not going to worry about $3,000 anymore. He has no skills right now. He's working an hourly paid job. That's why the $3K is a lot of money to him now. So we're going to reframe the whole way he looks at money right now because of what he said. I mean, because of what he means, not what he said. He said it's a lot of money. So we know that he thinks $3K is a lot of money. So we're going to reframe that.
Right. And even then, to get back up after like,
right.
100%.
And the reason that, why do you feel like $3,000, like even investing something like $3,000, why do you feel like that's a lot of money to you right now, man?
Just because of the expenses, like
losing. So he's not answering it the right way. We're just gonna tell him why. Everyone's gonna get confused on this part. We're just gonna tell him why.
I mean, you
said because you have the expenses. Well, if you thought about it, it's not because of that. It's because we don't have the skills. You thought about it that way,
right?
Because even with anything,
I was afraid of not getting the skills to be able to make it back. Yeah.
Because when you think about it, have you ever heard the saying, "The skills pays the bills"?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Heard of that? Because like with anything in business, let's just say like Elon Musk, he knows how to run businesses. Jay Dunn, Brandon, stock market. I'm just using a little analogies to help him understand. You can get creative with this, just little things to make sure he understands. But he's following. He's not heads nodding, everything like that. Both these guys are all really skillful on the charts. They know how to enter, exit. They know their psychology, everything like that. They know everything perfectly, right?
They got it down.
That's why they have a bunch of money because they have the skills. Even someone like doing real estate, if they know how to buy properties, know how to reinvest it well, they have the skills of real estate. Have you noticed the most successful guys? They all have the skills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the thing here is like there's going to be like 2 types of guys here, right? The guys who says like, I don't have the money, so I can't invest. And there's also me a guy who says, how can I find the skills quickest so that I can then make more money? You know what I mean? Yeah. Between the 2 guys, who do you actually feel like is going to get better results?
The second.
Right. Why do you feel that way? I want to make sure I'm on your team. He didn't tell himself. And what I'm getting at, man, is like the problem is here that like obviously putting up a lot of money, it feels like a lot to us right now simply because we don't have the skills. But it's like the problem here isn't that paying, let's just say $2,000, $3,000, even $4,000 That's not the problem. The problem is that you don't have the skills. So you need to shift your
Right.
mindset of, instead of why is it so much money? How can I get resourceful with the money I have and actually get the skills? This way I don't have to worry about money anymore. Does that make sense? Are you open to try to pick up that mindset?
Yeah, I have the mindset. Well, probably not from your perspective. Not from your perspective, probably.
So he said I have the mindset now, but look what he said. He's gonna give us another thing that we have to handle. He's gonna slide something in real slick. I mean, though,
I have the mindset. It's I pay $3,000 and then I don't get the skills. Right.
So now we know it's fear again. He's fearing that if he invests $30,000 and he doesn't get the skills, so it goes back to fear.
Right.
Yeah.
If you told me right, but that's what I'm afraid of. What if I don't get the skills? Because then I'm out of $3,000 and then I have my bills. Right.
Yeah.
If you told me right now, I can guarantee you pay this $3,000, I guarantee you get the skills.
Okay, so now he's just looking for so much certainty. He has fear. He's saying, okay, yeah, I want to get the skills, I'll invest the money. But if you can guarantee me that. So we're going to let him know that there's no guarantees here. Like, we're just going to handle this. This has to be handled. He's looking for a guarantee off the bat. So we're going to let him know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to ultimately. Because, like you said, if you guaranteed me XYZ amount, you're more than happy to do it. Anyone who guarantees you any results, no one has lied to you. Anyone who guarantees 100%. You anything in life, only the guarantees in life is that you die and you pay taxes. It's the only guarantee.
Yeah, right.
Anyone who guarantees you that you'll get XYZ amount of money, and I'm being dead honest with you, right? Like, because there's going to be two types of guys in this situation. Like, let's just say two overweight fat guys. We're going to hit them with a simple reframe, simple binary, two 400-pound schlubs. If you put them both on a diet plan with a personal trainer, the same guys, you come back a year later, one's looking the same, one has a six-pack. What do you think is going to be the main difference between the two?
One got results.
One got results because he put in the work. Right? And it's the same thing here, man. We can give you the platform, right? We can't guarantee you anything because we don't even know if you'll put in the work. But who's the one who dictates the results you'll get?
The person, the individual.
You are, right?
Yeah.
And what it ultimately comes down to is, like, obviously, I can't guarantee you anything, man. Like, I literally, if I was telling you that you make 10K next month with our program, I'd be wanting the worst for you. Okay. But what I'm saying is, the idea is the fear, right? And it's normal, right? The idea of taking a risk, because that'll be the same reason 99 out of 100 guys will never make a change, because they don't know if it'll work out. They don't know if they'll make their investment back. But that's part of business. That's part of being an entrepreneur, picking up the mindset. Right. So for obviously you're on the call for a reason. Okay, so at this point, he's nodding his head again. Like I said, I'm getting the verbal cues from him. We have to read your prospect. I was reading him while he was picking up. At this point, we've handled the fact that he only spent $1,000 on his last thing. We reframed the way he looked at that. We reframed money. We reframed a guarantee, and we made him understand that the fear of losing money is what stopped him in the past. So we have handled money, have handled looking for a guarantee, also certainty, if you want to say, and then we are also about to handle fear. So it's going to still come down to fear. You still have to handle the fear. So we're just going to hit him with the pre-handle of the fear. Put up the mirror. So can you see how the fear, or what's shifting now? Sorry, what's shifting now? Can you see how the fear is putting you in this position? Consequence it. We're going to go through a super simple pre-handle process to make sure you actually understand it. What shifted? Like, where was the shift that went from, like, I want to get over this fear of losing my money and actually look at investing myself? Like, what changed for you more recently, man?
Say it again.
What do you think changed for you?
Oh, then I was kind of going through what I was doing. It's the, being rock bottom.
Talking about the market? He's talking about the market. He's been struggling. He didn't really answer the question we wanted to, so we'll see what he does there.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean more so just like the idea of taking the risk. What changed for you? Because you mentioned the fear is what stopped you in the past.
So it's that,
it's that what shifted now that once you get over the risk, like take the risk on yourself, looking at investing in yourself. What changed in terms of getting over that fear?
It's the being rock bottom, wanting direction. You know?
Did you? Yeah. So you're insinuating like you kind of felt like the situation you're in is rock bottom. Like you're saying you feel like there's no other direction. Okay, I appreciate that. So he's saying the reason that he wants to make a change is because he's at rock bottom. That's a good answer. But you'll see he slides. This guy was sliding in real slick stuff that a lot of closers will not get past. But you have to understand, little slick stuff that he tries to slide by, you cannot let that slide. So you see what he does right here.
Trading wise, rock bottom, right?
Okay.
Where I'm at in life is pretty, I'm doing pretty.
Okay, so right here, he just slid that in. He said, trading wise, I'm rock bottom, but where I'm at in life, I'm doing pretty good. You cannot let that pass. That's so much non-buyer language. If we did not handle this right now, he probably would not have bought at the end. He said, where I'm doing in life, I'm pretty good. You have to make them see that where they're at in life is not good. It's not going to get to them their goals. So you see how I handled this right off the bat. He said it, and then I handled it right away.
Pretty good, right? But then, like I said.
Well, can I challenge you on the kind of challenge without offending you?
Yeah.
When you're saying we're doing pretty good, have you noticed what we're doing there is we're doing something very dangerous. We're justifying. Have you ever noticed justifying isn't entirely a good thing?
Yeah.
we're justifying why 2,800, and I'm not going to say this to bash you, we're justifying why what we're making right now is something we could settle for. And if you continually settling for something like this, will you ever get the financial freedom, be your own boss,
Well,
be a successful if you keep justifying to me
I'm not
why you're doing
for
good?
it.
Well, it sounds like it when you say that language. You see how when you say that language, I'm okay with it. I'm good with it. Because with justifying, and the only reason I'm going to be hard on you, because I want to be on your team here, but if you continue justifying and settling for the situation you're in, you'll never be able to grow. Because it all comes down to wanting to be good or wanting to be great. Right?
Right.
And if you want to tell me on this call, I'm good where I'm at, I'm okay with the money I'm making right now, I'll send you on your way, right? But it's going to come with a whole different perspective and a whole different decision-making process and a way you look at how you want to make decisions and how you want to progress in life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you keep saying, because if you really believe that, the more you say something, the more you believe it. Have you noticed that? So if you keep saying, I'm okay with where I'm at, I'm doing pretty good, will we ever find a really good way to grow?
No.
No, right? I want to see what you think. Like, do you actually see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want this to be like a lesson.
No,
Like,
I know.
I know what I'm saying, though?
What I meant by I'm doing all right is I'm in an okay spot. Like, I don't have debt. I'm not broke in any sense, right? But
Right.
that's what I meant by doing all right. Am I satisfied? Absolutely not. Am I doing good? Absolutely not.
Okay, boom, look at that. So that whole reframe, he said at the beginning of the call, I'm at rock bottom trading wise, but I'm doing good in life. We just hit him with the reframe, saw what he thought. We just got him in the same minute to say, I'm doing good in life, I'm at rock bottom trading, to am I satisfied? Absolutely not. Am I doing good? Absolutely not. So he's holding himself to that standard now. He picked up the mindset I just got over to him, and he just told himself that he's not doing good in life, and he's not satisfied. Boom. Handled him like that. So now he's in that perspective where he's not doing good in life. He just told himself that out loud. So again, obviously, like I said, the more someone says something, the more they believe it. So that's really good. We just handled that as well. He gave us non-buyer, and we had to handle that in the pre-handle. He slid all this stuff in the pre-handle.
But right. I'm in a spot where I'm like comfortably I could take a risk.
And I don't mean to be such a hard ass on you, Noah, but I want to hope. And right here, you also want to check in with them. Like, again, you're on their team. You're here to help them. You're not just selling them. So I'm here affirming him. Like, bro, I don't want to be so hard on you, but I'm here to hold you accountable. And people appreciate this. Hold you accountable.
I appreciate it.
When you're a good closer, when you know what you're doing, they're thankful for you actually helping them make a change.
You know what I mean? I want to hold you accountable. So like,
you're like, now we're gonna ask him, put up the mirror. So like for you, man, like I want to check in with you. Can you kind of see how the fear we've had of either losing out on our money or it not working out is the reason we haven't really taken that full next step on commitment of ourselves with getting the right help with trading? Can you see how that fear stopped you from taking that next step?
Yeah.
Because what do you think you've lost? Yeah. So like for you, man, like I want to check in with you. Can you kind of see how the fear we've had of either losing out on our money or it not working out is the reason we haven't really taken that full next step on commitment of ourselves with getting the right help with trading? Can you see how that fear stopped you from taking that next step? The whole reason you ask so many questions at your pre-handle and you ask it the right way is to see if they give you more non-buyer language, because they give you that, you have to handle that way, because they're not going to close if you don't handle it.
Yeah.
Because what do you think you've lost? Because obviously you did invest once, but what do you think you've lost because you kind of got burned twice by not taking another shot at yourself because of the fear?
Money, time, freedom.
Money, time, right? Right. Consequence. So then for you, Noah, like my only concern is, man, like if we don't break this habit, if we don't get over the fact that we need to take a risk, we need to get over the fear, what do you see happening to yourself, man?
Stay in the same spot.
And are you okay with that?
No.
Why not? I feel like most guys would be okay with it. Like making 52 grand a year. I feel like most guys would be okay with it. Why aren't you okay with it?
I just want more.
Okay.
I'm you know ambitious people. Well, why would someone go to the market? Like you've heard it. Like people like they want the quick money and then they burn out when they realize, wait, this isn't actually that easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's the like people that are drawn to this have more ambition.
So now we're some time down. Are you actually committed this time around?
We haven't talked numbers.
Paying, but taking action. Are you actually committed to getting resourceful of what you have now and actually getting over that fear so you can invest in yourself and get the skills so you can start working towards the freedom that you want? Are you committed to being that guy this time around?
Potentially.
Okay. 100%, man. So now we have to tie it down. Now we're going to go into it. You're going to see what he gives us at the end. Let's go to the end. All right, boys. Sorry the camera died. We're going to go back to it. Like I said, he had 30 grand to his name, and he was just trying to stay comfortable, so we tried to handle that. So let's go here. So what if it means using some of that 3K to get the skills?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Because, I mean, you have 30K.
That's what I was thinking.
What's your real concern here? You can be honest with me. You have 30K, so you can do it. You're just a real concern here. And if it comes down to you not having that number, and if it comes down to you, If it comes down to you not passing that number, ultimately what we're doing is we're trying to stay comfortable because that's what you like. You just want to make sure that you have that cushion under you for investments, whatever it may be.
For sure.
Right? And do you feel like humans grow through comfort or uncomfort?
Uncomfort.
Okay.
Uncomfort.
So like, and even you investing in yourself, you feel like it's going to be uncomfortable. You investing in yourself, as long as it's 3K and as long as we're making the money we're making right now, do you think it'll ever be comfortable magically? Just change one day?
No.
No, right? So what do you feel like you have to prioritize here? The uncomfortability or the comfortability to actually get to your goals?
The uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah, you're good. You know that. You're good.
Huh?
You're good.
I don't want to be good, man. I want to be on your team. I want to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
And then he talked about something logistical here. So we're going to go here. Now we're going to assume nerves because he said comfortability, but we're just going to assume nerves because the only reason he has the money in the bank, we're just going to assume nerves because that's what it is. It's only fear, money, or logistics. So only three real objections. If you knew you couldn't fail with this, would you do it right here, right now? Like if I guaranteed you the money, would you do it right here, right now without thinking twice?
Yeah.
You would, right? So what it comes down to is you're not tired. You don't have to think about it. You're just still uncertain that it's going to work out. Because if you would do it and I guaranteed it to you, you can be honest with me. You're going to lie to me. I understand it. It's normal. I don't blame you. I promise you I don't blame you. Again, when you always objection handle, you have to understand that they're human too. Affirm it, but still handle it. Same way, man. But ultimately, what it comes down to is you're looking for more certainty. This does work out. You make your investment back, all that good stuff. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the most important part is you feel like the structure that I went over with you, you feel like that can help you get that certainty. Like you feel like it can actually help you get there. Because that's the most important part, like what we offer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say this, Noah. If we don't do it, how will you ever know, man?
True.
How would you ever get that certainty? How would you ever get it? Do you think you ever would?
Probably not.
Probably not, right? Probably not, or definitely not. Because if you never take the risk, you'll never get that it doesn't exist.
Right. I might do it on my own, but then again, I might not.
And there's only two ways you overcome it. You either overcome it head on by doing it. He was taking this objection handling off topic, but we just kept going to the points. So I'm just cutting to the points real quick so you guys can see the main way I handled it. Or you let it overcome you and send you back to the same life you've been living. Okay? Now, what's hard is not growing from who you are, but from who the guy you want to be. So if you thought of yourself who's successful at trading, is the boss, he's trading profitably, he's the man, he took it off handle again, so we're just going to re-ask the question. A successful guy who's making 30, 40, 50 grand a month trading profitably, he's not working anymore. How would he handle this? Would he get over the fear head on, or would he let it overcome him and send him back to the same life he's been living for the past 5 years?
Right.
What would he do? Like, seriously. Would he handle it, or would he let it overcome him?
Handle it.
Right. And would you agree, man? Because I don't want this to be like a lesson. Would you agree that you have to think like the guy that you want to be to get to where you want to go?
Yeah.
Do you agree on that? So then, and you don't have to do this by no means, but it's already been 5 years, man. And if we let the fear keep overcoming us. Also, quick tip, when you guys are always handling objections, if you notice, hit him with a reframe, binary, or ask him who he needs to be, what his future self would do, and then consequence. That's how every objection handle is going to go. Keep it real simple. Reframe, consequence, binary, or reframe, binary, consequence. It really doesn't matter the way you do it as long as you hit both points. What do you continue to see happening to yourself?
No growth.
No growth. And are you really okay with that? And what you said is you said, I want to think about it. How are you so certain that because the decision now, whether you do it now, next month, next week, tomorrow, and you want to do it, it's going to be the same decision as long as we're making the same money. Okay.
Right.
And how are you going to get so much clarity that it's going to be the right decision when you sleep on it? You're not going to get any more clarity. What I went over with you on the call is going to be the same information that you'll have tomorrow, next month, whatever you plan on doing it.
I'm seeing if I can
So now we had a CTA. He's seeing if he can find ways to pay. So he didn't really admit it, but he's finding to see if he can do ways to pay.
Pay my
if you had the skills, man. If you woke up and made 3K profit in a trade, I'm not going to say it's to be next month. If you woke up 4 or 5, 6 months from now, you made 3K profit, you just paid the whole thing, dude. Because you have the skills. Because you know when to enter and when to exit. You don't have no skills. Come back to reframing because you had a money concern right now. That's why you feel like it's a lot of money. That's why you're budgeting. That's why you're like, I don't want to pull from my thing. It's because you don't have the skills.
Right.
It all comes down to how much longer do you want to be in that scenario? Because it's already been 5 years.
Right. 5 years not trading though. Just 3. I'm down to do it.
Well, what makes you want to do it, man? Most guys would be like, nah, I can't do it. That's too much money. Nah, I don't want to do it.
You had good points. It's the more.
But I don't want to have good points, though. I want to be in your team, man.
Yeah, I know.
And then we got him. So then he ended up paying it. And then from there, closed for 3K PIF. So yeah, that was the end of it. I hope you guys found a lot of value in this. I normally don't show this much of my calls, my scriptings, whatever the case may be. So Hopefully this was very helpful. If you have any questions about high ticket sales or whatnot, I'll leave my Instagram in the link below. I answer any questions for free. Just DM me on Insta. I'm more than happy to help. As long as you follow me, I'll answer. And if you guys are actually serious about high ticket sales, really want to learn, really eager about it, more serious about this, if you'd like to see if this could work for you, go ahead and book a call with me. I'll talk to you about it, see if this all does make sense. But yeah, other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. I'm going to practice on actually uploading more often. I know I've been kind of slacking on the YouTube, so I will practice on that. But yeah, like I said, most importantly, hope you guys found a lot of value on it. If you want to see more in-depth free handling and all that other stuff, I have a bunch of videos else explaining that. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.